Hi, boys and girls. We're reading 9.6 Government, the Governor's Palace. It's on page 122. As Virginia's capital, Williamsburg was where government leaders such as the royal governor and the colony's lawmakers worked. At this time, Virginia was a royal colony. Lawmakers were members of Virginia's General Assembly. The assembly included the royal governor, his council, and the House of Burgesses. The House had 2 men from each county and 1 member from each from certain towns. These men were called Burgesses. The General Assembly met in the Capitol building. They wrote and voted on bills. When they passed a bill, it went to the governor. If he approved and signed the bill, it became a law. Virginians became members of the General Assembly in one of 2 ways. Voters elected Burgesses. The governor appointed his council members. But both voters and assembly members had to be white men with property who belonged to the Anglican Church. The British king appointed the royal governor to be the king's representative. The governor lived in a large house called the Governor's Palace. The governor's palace was designed to impress visitors with the king's power. It was 3 stories high. It took 25 servants and slaves to take care of it. Outside were large gardens and orchards. There was even a canal or man-made waterway on which the governor could row a small boat to admire the flowers and trees. The governor worked in the palace. One of his jobs was to read the bills that the assembly sent him. The governor had great power to decide which bills became laws. If he did not like a bill, he could refuse to sign it. The palace was also the scene of official celebrations. On important occasions like the king's birthday, the governor would invite colonial leaders to attend fancy balls. I'm on page 123 now. Actions of Virginia's royal governor. Colonial governors were powerful. They made decisions about bills and other issues. Here are 3 actions taken by the royal governor of Virginia. A lighthouse at Cape Henry. In the 1700s, Virginia's royal governor and Maryland's governor worked to get a lighthouse built near Cape Henry in Chesapeake Bay. They hoped it would make it safer for trade ships to sail between their colonies. Virginia's assembly passed the lighthouse bill. The governor signed it in 1772. But the colonies did not have the money to build the lighthouse. In 1789, President George Washington signed a federal bill to fund lighthouses. At last, in 1792, Cape Henry Lighthouse was completed. Voters in the Virginia colony. The governor agreed to laws that determined who could vote in Virginia. Voters had to be white men over the age of 21 with property. They had to belong to the Anglican Church. Men without property, women, African Americans, and American Indians were not allowed to vote. A pardon for a teenage pirate. Law-breaking was often punished harshly in Virginia. For a minor crime, such as not attending church, people might be fined. For a major crime, such as stealing, lawbreakers could be put to death. But those found guilty could ask for a pardon or a release from punishment. In 1727, a teenager named John Vital was convicted of piracy, the robbing of ships at sea. Vital begged for mercy. He said he never intended to go a-pirating. The governor pardoned him.